Welcome to Dance Games Daily, where I talk about dance games every weekday. I just want to say thank you guys for being understanding of the break. I'm still happy I was able to do this for a month, but I really just need to take a step back and take a break for a moment. So I did decide to go skiing over the weekend, except for it was a lot of fun, but by the time I came back, like my body was just aching. There was just zero chance of me recording a video on Sunday night. And I did think about playing a set today, but my body was still like super sore, so I just decided against it. Before I go into today's topic, I want to look at some comments from the last video. This one is from Mute, who said, so the last video was on silly video game bleep bloops. He said that this chart was originally released in April 2014, so this chart is actually 7 years old. It was a submission for an R21 Freak chart competition. He thinks it got third place. The Super Mario Brothers ending is the actual ending to the song, so only 20 seconds of the full song was actually cut. I just want to say thanks to Mute Sauce. It's always cool getting backstory from the original step artist. As far as other comments, one is from D Graham asking about Stomp to My Beat, about the endurance and technology required to get through it. I could make a video on it, but my advice for now boils down to three things. I would say just stay relaxed, especially in the brackets. Like, don't try to stomp out the brackets. On the quarter, or let's see here, on the 24ths, think more about how you're going to make it to each quarter note. Really just think about those quarter note divisions. And then personally, the big one for me is I don't do any of the side switches. I think those three things alone really make Stomp to My Beat easier for me. But also, if you don't have the stamina to play that many steps, because that song has a lot of steps, definitely don't be afraid to play 13s and maybe in 14s as well to condition your body for stamina, and then come back to it. Another comment from Rafflecopter is asking about encoder. I have a lot to say, maybe not a lot. There's a decent amount to say about encoder. I will say I do have a future video in mind about encoder, because encoder it's an interesting song because there's not much going for it other than the 32 measure stream at 174. So we've kind of used that as the baseline standard for what a 13 looks like at that BPM. And baselines for other block ratings and other BPM ranges exist, so it's definitely worth looking at. Okay, so on to the main topic, which is East Coast Stamina 9.5. I'm gonna give kind of like my TLDR version of this event just for the sake of conciseness for this video, but I'll leave a link to this page in the video description so you can check it out for detailed rules there. But the main things you need to know is that it's a stamina event. There's 3 divisions. It goes as low as 11s, I believe. Let me double check that. I think it's actually down here. Lower division has songs from 12s. Mid goes from 17s to 22s, and then upper division goes from 22s to 27s, which is just like unfathomable for me that that's like its own division, but the community has just gotten so good at this game. It's kind of terrifying. Let's see here. In terms of when this event is happening, let's do that first. It's happening from the time that this video exists and is uploaded all the way to the end of May 17th is how long you have to submit. In terms of where, this is not an event, like DDR Storm or whatever, or StaminaCon, where there's like an in-person event. This is done entirely remote. And I think my favorite part about this is that it's a team event. So you can actually compete in teams of 3, and you can also compete for multiple teams and across multiple divisions. And there are prizes as well. The main format is that you have a marathon that you play as a group. It looks like, I know for lower division it's 18 songs. I don't know if it's 18 songs for every division. But what you do is you line up these songs like in a course. And then it's the marathon mode where you play the first song and then there's no break. It just goes like back to back to back to back to back. The way that my team has always done it, we always do it in person. So we just have all 18 songs queued up, and then we kind of switch between each song. But since this is remote and it's probably not super advised to be meeting too many people in person, there are splits for the marathon. So if there's 18 songs, 3 team members, then the splits are going to be 6 songs long. It's totally an option to play those splits as well, and then each team member submits those splits. After that, the raw output is a 4-hour set. You can only attempt this once, and there's just like a big list of songs. Let's see here. Let's just look at the raw output options for lower. You have this big list of songs, and your team just has 4 hours to complete as many songs as you can and to get as many points as you can. And then based on kind of how dense the songs are, how difficult they are, you'll get kind of more points per song. And then what happens is after you do the marathon and the raw output, then those points are put together. And this website and like the spreadsheets provided do all the calculations for you. Once those points are totaled, there are prizes, which is a shirt, typically. And then also each member of a winning team for each division gets a trophy as well. So, what else do I have to say about this? Why do I love ECS 9.5? Why do I love stamina in general, I guess? I've always loved stamina. Even when DDR was kind of the main game. I don't think I ever cared about getting all perfects on the screen. Like, I never cared about getting AAAs. Like, it was just, max 300 was the hardest thing, or max unlimited was the hardest thing, and I really just like always just wanted to clear it regardless of the score. So I think stamina has always been kind of on the forefront of why I play these games. The ECS 0.5 series in particular showcases a lot of new community content. Like the Stamina Nation community really puts out a lot of charts and a lot of content every year, and so ECS 0.5 is kind of the competition for showcasing that content. And mostly I just love it for the team aspect. I maybe don't play ITG with my local community as much as I would want to. But this competition is one of the few times that some of us really get together to play a lot. So shout outs to Alec and Ben. I've played with the same team from Nebraska for, oh my goodness, since ECS 5.5. So this will be our 4th or 5th iteration playing together. But mostly, why should you do it? An old retired man named Zach Maitland once told me that it's important to stay well-rounded. And honestly, when he told me that, I think I took it to heart. I love timing, but I also love like pushing and just like exhausting myself. I think most of my viewers are tech players that came from ECFA. But the thing is that no matter what type of chart you're playing, stamina is always going to be a factor. Like, your timing could be amazing, but if you can't get through some of the Tech 13s and Tech 14s just from like a stamina or like a life bar perspective, like you're gonna have a rough time. I don't know. I saw a lot of gains when I started playing stamina. I played stamina and foot speed exclusively for almost, I don't know, like anywhere between 2 to 4 years. I played nothing that would resemble tech for a really, really long time, other than like easy as pie or like piece of cake stuff. And just being able to play 16s and beyond has made it so much easier for me to play tech, because now I know that I have the stamina to get through it. It's just, yeah, I have all the energy that I need to get through it, and now I can focus more of my energy on timing rather than having to worry about getting through the song at all. And mainly, I just don't get tired. Like, I talked about this with Tommy's kind of Twitter Q&A, but kind of the best thing about stamina for me is that it really pushes you and pushes your kind of like upper limit of fatigue. I'm not very eloquent right now. It's a little bit late at night, but yeah, I don't know. You put your body through this stress when you play stamina, And as long as you push through it and you continue to play, you're going to get better. You're going to get your body trained to handle this fatigue and handle this stress, so that the next time it's under this stress, it's just able to relax more and handle that situation more gracefully. That's all I have to say about ECS 9.5. I think everybody should do it in the same way that I think everybody should do ECFA. Thank you, Archive, for putting this together every year. It's one of my favorite times of the year, like I said. I'll leave a link to this event in the description if you want to participate. All the details are in here. Like, there's also translations. Oh my goodness. Yeah, like, I remember going to StaminaCon in 2019, and honestly, that was one of the most international dance game events I think I've ever attended. Just in terms of the presence of people from all over the globe showing up. So, yeah, detailed stuff is in here. This video should not be used as like a, everything you need to know about ECS. Definitely check out the website. Arkai and the team put a lot of effort into this event, and this website as well. So, thanks for listening. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.